Hey my Shuga Bears, welcome back to my channel, Bougie AF. It's your host, Nicole. It's where I say stay bougie on them. It's me feeding you feminism for the soul. It's my soul food offering. It's where I apply pressure to issues by being critical and logical. Now don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get to the commentary where I can guarantee you I will be doing too much because that's just me. And like Sheree said, who's gonna check me, boo? Welcome back, y'all. You are tuned into the Bougie AF channel, and it is your girl, Nicole, and we are about to head on an Instagram scroll. Y'all know what I'm going to do here. I am serving you feminism from the soul, and you can check me on Instagram at on Instagram at BougieAF_ish. On there, I just really kind of recap different rooms that I go into in terms of Clubhouse and just talk about some of the drama and stuff like that. So that's what that Instagram is for. But you can also check me out on Twitter at I'm_BougieAF. All right, so y'all, I stay away from covering Wendy Williams. There's just so much going on, but I did want to give my opinion about what's going on recently in terms of the little video that she released that's on Instagram. So if this is your first time here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. So let's go on our scroll. So I'm over on people's neighborhood talk. That's what we are looking at. Over on In People's Neighborhood Talk, and of course there's several stories, but this one of course caught my eye. They're saying Wendy Williams calls out Wells Fargo for holding her funds. I want my money. This isn't fair. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let that play.
About my money. And when I began asking questions about my money, suddenly Lori Schiller has got no response regarding my money. I want my money. This is not fair. And Wells Fargo has no questions and answers with regarding my money. This is not fair. And Lori Schiller and Wells Fargo have this guardianship petition about keeping me away from my money. This is not right. And you know this is not fair. And this guy named Bernie Young, I know for a fact that Bernie Young used my American Express card to hire an attorney to file a petition against me. That was done with my American Express card. Bernie Young, you're no good. And this is not fair at all, you know? And then there's this person, a former doctor, okay, had medical information about me that I never even got. It was sent over to Lori Schiller. So I haven't gotten this stuff. I fired the doctor. And again, all I want to know is where is my money? This is not right. And certainly, this is not fair. This is not fair. You know? Wells Fargo has used all this stuff to create the guardianship over me. This is not right. And certainly this is not fair. The New York court system is, without evidence, they're being weird to me, this court system. Without evidence, they took all this information and continued with what's going on with me based on what Wells Fargo is doing. This is not fair. This is not fair, you know? And the New York court is treating me like they did in, do you remember Kung Fu Judge case? Do you remember that Kung Fu Judge case? That's not right, and that is not fair. Lori Schiller, Bernie Young, And Wells Fargo, please let me have access to my money. This is not right. And again, this is not fair. Have a pleasant day. Thank you.
All right, so that's Wendy Williams, just kind of speaking out in regards to the fact that she is really still in court in petitioning to try to get access to her money that is held at Wells Fargo, that was being held there and managed by a previous person that worked with Wendy Williams. Now, listen, this is hard for me, y'all. We're going to get into the comments and read what the co-host had to say, but this is hard for me because I love me some Wendy Williams. Everybody should know that. I think she is amazing. Like, am I saying I agree with everything? No, but I don't agree with everything with anybody. So, like, you shouldn't expect me to, even if I do say they are my fave and and I stand for them, right? Like, I don't like I'm not mindless in that type of way, and I don't even think anybody should be out here mindless in that type of way. Like, you should be able to like people and still hold them accountable and still be able to see their bullshit at the same time, right? With that being said, love me some Wendy Williams, everything that she's accomplished, believes that she's a trailblazer. I think that, I exist because of a Wendy Williams in terms of like what I want to do, in terms of like how I approach and everything. Like, I don't think there's anybody modern day they'll front like they don't know, but I'm sorry to inform you, all that you do on the mic is because of Wendy Williams, right? There's nobody, if you know somebody that was on the mic speaking their opinion, and I'm not talking about scripts or anything like that, speaking their opinions about issues as boldly as she was, then let me know. Like, I mean, maybe we need that history. Maybe haven't found it, but it was very much so. Women on the mic and radio were not talking like they had some cojones. And we love Wendy for that. So, like I said, it is hard for me to talk about her, but at the same time, I also don't want to be on mic saying certain things or coming across a certain way, right? I think when you're talking about like who's going to replace Wendy Williams, that's a hard conversation, right? And if there's nobody and it's just open, I don't mind throwing out names, and I'm consistent that way. So I have thrown out several names. Like, I put it on my Twitter. I always wanted to see like someone like Regina Hall. I would love to see Regina Hall actually on doing a talk show. I think she has a great personality. I know she's really intelligent. And I think she has a lot of crossover appeal on both sides of like being able to reach people, but also really be that black woman that really shows up in that blackness. So she's somebody I would be 100% comfortable with. I don't even know if she's ever been interested in speaking and talking and talk show host, but she's hosted like award shows and stuff like that, and I really loved it. And for me, she has a comedy, like she does comedy. Like, I don't care, like, she's a comedian to me. She's just really on point with her funniness in the movies, and I think that's just enough needed for a talk show, to be completely honest. So, who else? And I know she probably wouldn't be able to do the whole hot topic things. That's for like another type of person. Like, that takes a certain type of beast to be able to just be like, talk that shit. And that's not for everybody. And so I don't think she'll be able to do that. But she most definitely would see. But the thing is about people who are actually intelligent, like, and really kind of smart on that type of like clever type of like intellectual type of way, they'll be able to like talk about, and I most definitely can do it, where I can just talk about things and I don't have to be belligerent, and you can be shady and just like question things, like, that makes it funny. So I think she could play around with a lot of stuff, like, you just like when you hear stupid shit like people do, and you just throw it out there and you're just like, yeah, I don't know. But I think she's creative enough that she'd be able to talk about it and still get laughs, and it still not be like, oh, you're telling my business. Like, listen, I'm just repeating what's out there, and if it made sense to you, it makes sense to me. And I just told the people what they said. Who else did I say? I would have loved to see if they could have seen if like how well some more would have tested. I think she's someone who's really funny, someone who's gonna really give her opinion about stuff. I really like her. Who else did I want to see? I know there was other people, and I can't really think about it right now. I want anybody like that's like unsigned and unknown. Like, is there anybody like unsigned that I can think of, like, that has Well, of course me, I'm gonna always say me, like me first. But I mean, like people who are out there who's doing YouTube and stuff like that, like who, anybody else that I see that is really good and have like a lot of energy and great personality. And because it's not really just like because you can just like really read somebody, or that you can really just cover topics. It's kind of really, I don't know, I feel like it's more than that. It's like being an entertainer, and also being able to have insight on a array of different things. Like Wendy Williams can really talk about, she can really talk about a lot of things. She just doesn't like sports, so she's not going to talk about stuff like that. But just someone who's able just to have great conversation across the board, I think is really important. I can't stand a stupid person. I can't stand a dumb person. And I can't stand somebody who's like, I'm going to be really, I'm gonna be like really honest, as a black person, anytime it comes to us having a mic, I am really like, I want us to make sure that we're always coming across as though like really intelligent, and like we don't come across as a caricature, or it's not made, it's like it's not a dumbed down conversation because a black person's on the screen, or a black person is talking or involved in the conversation. So I know if you've ever gotten to listen to, because like I said, I've been, you ever got to listen to me talk, that's what I did not like about Sherry Shepherd on The View, right? I'm someone who's been watching The View from the very beginning. I am someone, like, if I had to think about like early influences of like being on talk and doing talk and stuff like that, it most definitely The View, Wendy Williams and stuff like that. So with that being said, I'm locked and loaded. Love Star Jones. It was probably one of the first women I also seen that was like a lawyer, but giving it up in terms of really giving up her opinion. So you got to understand something. Born when I was born and coming through the 90s, there weren't a lot of black women that would just boldly just talking and just and it came from an opinion base and not a journalistic base where it's not really about your opinions, right? You can still be great, and I'm not saying there weren't great women in like journalism at the time, but I am talking about the perspective of like opinions, right? So that was kind of that's a new thing in terms of like black women being being free enough to be able to kind of speak this way. So that most definitely came in with Star Jones and Wendy Williams, but Star Jones in a way because she was doing it with talking to dignitaries, right? She was doing it with talking to other famous people, and that matters, right? Because when you're talking about the people who are have prominence and who have stature in society, it's very important that we see ourselves in those roles of interacting equally on the same levels of being just as equally intelligent and being able to have conversations with people. So that's why, someone like a Star Jones was really important. Okay, I hope that doesn't go over people's head. Because they're going to be like, there's always been commentators and stuff like that. And again, there has always been commentary and people giving their opinions out there. There's always been that. But I'm talking about in the perspective of like conversation, right? Not just panel shows where someone's out there just, throwing out their opinions amongst each other, or amongst a panel or amongst the colleagues. Like that's totally different. All right, but let's get to this and see what exactly. So you listen to what she just said. And like I said, the other hard part about this is, I have to be completely honest and feeling like I got to be completely honest and feeling like if you've listened to her, Wendy Williams, over the years, and you've paid attention to her enough, you know how intelligent she is underneath making you laugh and underneath all of that on the show. Like I've listened to interviews where she's not on the show. Really, one of the smart, like really smart, intelligent, fast minded, like really quick with it type of people. Like I think back to like her Combat Jack interview. And if you know Combat Jack, for me, he's like the godfather of podcasts. So I think back to when she was on Combat Jack, you would have thought that it was a Wendy Williams interview in terms of like how she controlled that thing. And in conversation, like I said, you would have thought she was leading the conversation. Like she allowed him to ask her questions, but like she was just really on it. Like, let's get to it. Showed up alone, just like one of those people. Like I don't know. She's one of those people where like she's a strong presence. Like overall, love that about her. Like I said, if you know me, most definitely, if you to be around me is to know. I don't know what them niggas over there is talking about. But when you do have a certain type of presence, and that's not to say you out here intimidating people, I just don't play with adults in the sense of, um, I'm only gonna, you only gonna get an inch, right? I'm not gonna give you a mile to play with me. Like I'm gonna want to know very early, like what you talking about, like what is that about, right? All right. So with that being said, that's how Wendy Williams came across in that interview. Most definitely, she most definitely came across in that interview like what's up? Now let's talk. I don't do no pre questions. We gonna talk. It's gonna be on camera. Like I don't even think she told him nothing was. I don't even think she took anything off limits for him to bring up. So she was very open in that type of way. I say all of this to say, I've sat and listened to her outside of her show. When you know the difference between show Wendy and real Wendy, when she's just like regularly talking, then you know that this is not the real Wendy Williams. Like as if though, when I say not the real Wendy Williams, this is not the Wendy Williams that we know. Now, if you pay attention to her speech pattern and her basic usage of like language for me, you can kind of tell that when she keeps on saying, I want my money. This isn't fair. This isn't fair. Y'all know this isn't right. That is not how she speaks. Like, and we know that, and we know she actually has good grasp of like English language and really uses words. Like she knows how to use words. So she's so Northeastern educated, probably scored really well on her SATs. Um, she when I heard like the way she's phrasing everything to me, it was like as if though Kelvin was probably talking. That's how that came across. Like it didn't come across as somebody who really is and then if you pay attention to her eyes and how they keep on moving, and you can kind of see Kevin. If you let's go back and watch the video, I'm sorry, man, because it could be her son. So because they're both named Kevin. But if you continue to look in this, let me make sure. If you continue to look in this video, and I could be reaching, so I'm just gonna make sure that I see it before. I'm make sure that I see it again. The way she keeps on looking behind her when she goes into like repeating herself, like that to me was what was weird. Like that was weird. Like
about keeping me away from
look at that
my
pause.
money. This is not right.
She doesn't speak in this
This
cadence.
is not fair. And this guy named Bernie Young, I know for a fact that Bernie Young used my American Express
Yeah,
card
we've heard her talk for years.
to hire an attorney
She doesn't pause
to
like that.
file a petition.
It's like she's thinking
against
about what to say.
me.
And then you see how her eyes
That
rolled
was
back right
done
there?
with my
Like
American Express card. Bernie Young, you're no good. And this
why
is
would
not
she be
fair
talking like that?
at all. You know?
This is not
And
even
then there's this person, this, oh gosh, this, a former doctor, okay, had medical information about me that I never even got. It was sent over to Lori Schiller. So I haven't gotten this stuff. I fired the doctor. And again, all I want to know is where is my money? This is not right. And certainly, this is not fair. This is not fair. You know? Wells Fargo has used all this stuff to create the guardianship over me.
yeah, so like and the reason why I can pull up probably another clip very quick so y'all can see the difference in like the way she's talking. I mean we most definitely like I don't think I'm saying anything groundbreaking. I think we all see that there's a difference, right? And I think we currently see this also with what's his name? with Kanye West, right? That there's a change in his speech pattern. Like he talks really different. So that's how you really know that there's something going on with him. But when I say that these people are different, please understand that I'm not saying like different in terms of like this is not Wendy or I feel like someone's doing something malicious. I'm not making that assumption yet. But a lot of times when people have dealt with like mental health or people are dealing with like recovering from substances abuses, sometimes that they may experience a trauma that could throw them off a little bit, and sometimes their speech and all that does change, right? So that's something that could be affected either by medication. Also could be a side, like it could be something they experience when they're on certain medications, and it could also be due to a certain trauma that they may have had. So two of those things may have happened, so that person could possibly, not just be the same because of everything they have experienced, like have gone through. So this could possibly be the new Wendy, right? And so we most definitely have to take that into consideration. But most definitely there's something here where I feel again that Wells Fargo, and this is this. I'm gonna go back and look at the comments to see what my co-host is saying. But after seeing this video, I think it is, and after working at, I used to work for a bank, and how they do pay attention to, especially for larger accounts, and even they give you training about paying attention to maybe, what is it? Like senior citizen abuse with money, but also just paying attention to irregular activity and things that people try to do that are outside their normal activity. Like you're supposed to be paying attention to that. And again, she's talking about this woman that used to work for her. If this woman is this alarmed and if this is continuing until like we've known about this for like the past month or so, month or two, like 2 months, I would say. And if it's continuing this long, right? There's something there. They see something, the court see something, and Wells Fargo see something that's saying that something is not right. And I think, it's worth paying attention to because we see it now. Like, I mean, if you've seen this video and you really think that this is the real, or she's the same, and I don't want to say real, that she's the same, Wendy Williams, where you would not be concerned, where you're just like, no, I think that's she seems the same, like, oh, that's the same Wendy, she need to go back to work. If you could watch that video and say that without like not be full of shit, then okay, you're off. But I don't think you can. What is Tasha K talking about now? Wendy Williams' brother times Tasha K talks health and mental state. Wow. Wow. It was so funny. I was listening to another YouTuber, and she seems like, I mean, I listened to her, she's good, but she said something about Wendy Williams, and she was talking about how Wendy Williams didn't have any friends, and blah, 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 blah. And it was a lot of talk about Kevin. And let me tell you something. You live your whole life thinking that people are who they say they are, right? And I'm talking about family included. You live your whole life. Wendy's always talking about have certain friends, and she still do have friends. Like she does. She actually do have friends. Like that goes without saying that Wendy Williams has friends. And just because you feel like we don't know her friends because they're not celebrities or whatever, or maybe they are celebrities, that has nothing to do when it comes down to your final days. If the right people aren't in place, it ain't got shit to do with friends. You know who had friends? What's her name? Bev Smith. B Smith. She had friends. Right? And they could not save her in terms of like what ended up happening into her life and in her life and with her money, right? Because she had a no good ass husband in place, right? So right now, Wendy Williams, when it's all said and done, she's going to be in the care of her son, right? Who's probably going to be influenced by his father, right? So you hope to have good people in place when that happens. If something like that happens to you, you just pray, right? But I don't think it's a mark on Wendy in her lack of ability to have friends. I don't know what state and what laws will say that your friends can step in if something happens to you. Please let me know. And if I sound ignorant out here, please put me on. So sometimes I think people want to sound cute and want to take shots at people and try to and make assumptions about people and the people in their lives. It really wouldn't fucking matter if everybody was her fucking friend, if they're not her family. So people say stupid shit, basically. All right, so I'm just trying to find y'all a video of Wendy talking regular. This is probably going to be hard because everybody's like talking about her now. Okay, so here we go. We can't show you too much of this, okay, y'all? I just want to give y'all a sense of like how she talks, like, and how quick minded that she, like, not like her regular speech pattern when she's like really talking. Here we go.
The big winner last night was Beyonce. She won the Fashion Icon Award. So this is your fashion icon, everyone. This is your icon. Now, Beyonce's really great, and I hate when the beehive gets all stingalicious on me.
You guys don't need to see, you just need to hear.
If you see Beyonce as a fashion icon. Suzanne, let me show you the head to toe. It's the worst outfit I've ever seen. Show it. This coming from a woman in a wrinkled blouse.
The Beyonce outfit is not bad. It's just that hat.
Rough weekend, Suzanne? Rough weekend? I'm playing, you look cute. That's the great thing about working, you know, on shows and like in radio and stuff. You can dress any way you want when you go to work. It's got to be fun for the entire... No, it's cute! I said it's cute. It is fancy. Iced tea and cocoa. And we found out that cocoa and iced tea had the very big fight. Remember this part? I'm catching you.
I want you guys to see her body language. I want you guys to see how she's moving.
Is with the rapper AP9. Coco denied cheating with AP9, and I said that their marriage is stronger than ever. But now there's this disgusting 2-page expose, and it's pointing everything, including 10 guilty fingers, to Coco.
Okay, so how y'all doing out there? So that I just wanted you guys to see I just wanted you guys to see like her and her mannerisms and how she talks and all the other stuff so you can get a sense of idea like who she is and why this is a little bit concerning because okay.
My thing is that I've been asking questions about my money. When I began asking questions about my money, suddenly Lori Schiller has got no response regarding my money. I want my money. This is not fair. And Wells Fargo has no questions.
Look how she's pausing
with regarding my money. This is not fair.
This is not fair.
And Lori Schiller and Wells Fargo have this.
All right, so let's go back here.
You know, they loved each other, but now you know there's implications that there's a lot more to the story, and unfortunately my mind is now crowded with so much more that I'm just looking like, we have to get rid. You need to drop her back off on the corner where you found her.
Okay. Implications. Pay attention to her words.
As soon as I heard her name, I was like, nope. Nope, and I immediately picked up my device. You know when you want to ignore people and you start scrolling at nothing because I've
instead of phone
meeting. The most random thing is that Lindsay's life coach is Shireen from House Party. This is. Isn't it amazing how all these black women have had to come in and save Lindsay? Now look, no, it's very random. Look, I'm thinking about it. You know, you've got Sean Hawley, the lawyer, who's kept her out of jail, except for that little hiccup. Then you've got Oprah with the Oprah Show. And now you've got Shireen. All right, Lindsay, well, get it together. Nobody's laughing anymore. Mrs. Norwood, no, this is why you don't see Brandy strung out here falling out of the clubs, because, you know, her mom is no Dina Lowen. Turn off the TV for a moment, Mama June.
Look how quick.
Let's talk about you and your fat family.
Look.
Mama June, by the way, is coming here on April 11th. We'll finally be able to keep all the pillows on the couch. No. You know, once somebody takes care of themselves, then you can actually say what you were feeling. When I woke up this morning, I woke up to surprising news only because You figured X Factor would be eventually canceled, but they just snuck in the cancellation over the weekend. And I didn't find out about it until this morning. It's been on for 3 seasons. This show was never a hit.
All right, so I'm just saying, like, I know. Who's this?
My thing is that I've been asking questions.
Who's this?
About my money.
Who's this?
And when I began asking questions about my money, suddenly Lori Schiller.
Who's this? I just don't understand. Who's this? So you know what I mean? So like there's something here, and I most definitely understand people's concern, and I understand the bank's concern, because I know what they're seeing. There must have been some requests and some things that are happening, and it's really weird to me. This woman has worked all these years, and that this $7 million, like, what is up with this? So are we trying to say this is all of her money that was in one bank account? That's interesting. That's interesting to me. I mean, I'm not rich and aspire to, want to be, and all that other stuff. But I just never hear of famous and rich people with money as long as she has had money. Everything is in one account. There aren't investments. Like, I don't know. This is all strange. This is all strange. This is all fidgety behavior. I don't know. This is all strange, and I think it should be looked into. And, you know, I know she's not going to get kicked out of any of her residence and stuff like that. Everybody knows she has money, so I'm pretty sure there's exceptions being made on her half in terms of paying her bills and stuff like that and paying some things. But I just find it weird that everything was coming through this one account, and there's only this one account to pull from that she is saying that is keeping her from paying her bills. Like, that part is weird to me. And not to say that she shouldn't want her money. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying it's weird that there's not another source of money that she could pay her bills. That's weird. All right. Let's see what the co-host says. That picture is it. Fire. Okay, I don't know what that means. Let me go back up. Wendy with the message for Wells Fargo and her former financial advisor, Lori Schiller. Thoughts. Okay, this is wild as fuck. Give this woman her money. Bad person or not, she worked for her money. Give it to her. I mean, what makes someone a bad person? I mean, opinions are opinions. I mean, bad person? Like, okay. As long as she can question it, then she can handle her money. What the heck is the madness? That's just not how that works. I'm sorry that you feel that way. People can be, mentally, having a disability that makes them vulnerable to be manipulated. So it just doesn't work because she can question it. She could also be being told what to say. So, you literally just have to make sure that she is okay. And if this is the new Wendy, that's what it is. But it just has to feel like it's not her in a bubble surrounded by people who won't let people have access to her, and she's just like putting out coerced messages. You know what I mean? Like all of that plays a part. That picture is lit. I don't know. Yes, Wendy picture here does look amazing. Now I will say, and I know, and I'm not trying to be shady, and I hope nobody gets mad, but this picture does look beautiful, Wendy, but it looks a lot like B. Scott. B. Scott has a picture, and I remember he has a picture with his hair pressed, and it feels like it's going back in the wind or something like that. And y'all see how she got these layers like this. Like, this picture, like, I don't know, it just reminds me of a B. Scott picture I've ever seen, and they look like brothers and sisters, to be completely honest with you. So everybody know that B. Scott is a beautiful man. Besides all that, she looks good and healthy. It's given the Britney situation. Okay, who's that? Murder mommy? I hear you. How can somebody keep you from your own damn money? That is beyond me. You can't even have the damn money you worked for. Wow, just wow. She worked for that shit. That's ignorant. I don't want to see her be like older, destitute in any type of home situation without money, because people just won't take the time to see if she's all right. Like, there's nothing wrong with just taking the time to see if she is all right. So it's her money and she wants it now. She needs to call J.G. Wentworth. Give Wendy her money now. She's going through enough. Give Wendy her shit. She just fine. The fuck? Okay, if you think she's just fine, that's weird. Wendy, come back to the show. I hate to think that her empire is falling. Me too, girl. Um, Now listen, the other alternative, right? When I put my hood thinking cap on, the other alternative could be, right? If maybe some, Wells Fargo and her production company and all the other stuff going on, and them being sued for doing whatever they're doing while she's sick and out, right? Now, could this all be a part of the plan, to come across this way, while saying that you are not working because you are having health issues? And so for your lawsuit, you most definitely do need to come across as though you are working on your health situation, and you are saying that, whatever happened with the firing is due because of, all that you're going through. So it could potentially be all of this is a part of that, Jersey girl, nigga from Brownsville. I think them projects out there could get together and be cooking and trying to get to this money, this other bag, in terms of suing these people. So, like, I don't know. It could be a combination of both. I am hopeful that that's what's going on here, that they are just making a play for some big money, and that's what we're looking at. That's my optimism. That's how I'm like that. That's how I'm staying optimistic about it. That's how I'm trying to look at it. And then outside of that, I just think that this could be a part of that too. Also, how can they hold your money like that? That's weird. It's her account. Damn. One thing about companies, they can't sustain bad press. Just keep talking about it, Wendy. Because yeah, this is really bad press, to think that somebody could just randomly, because you cut them off or fire them, just tie up your money. And so I really hope that this, I wanted it to work out for everybody. I don't want it to work out for Wells Fargo to to just, for them to kind of, if they are doing the right thing, then I want that to be shown too. Like, I want that to be it. And I also want her to get her money back. I'm rooting for her. Something is off as fuck. She probably needs protection of some sort, like Britney did. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm feeling like, guys. Like, this is not Wendy. And if she really is coming back in 3 months, we'll see. If she comes back in 3 months, then I'm gonna feel like this was the part of the, the hustle a little bit. So then that's a good thing. That's a good thing. If literally she's able to come back to work in 3 months, then yeah, it's a part of them getting money. All right, so I just wanted to come on and just give my quick opinions about this. Y'all know how we do here. Keep it bougie, keep it posh, keep it black as F. And I am out, y'all. Mwah. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it.